Got this right. Yeah, hey, look at that. All right, we're good to go, I think. Pop out menu. That's my first time doing this, and God knows how long, so bear with me if anyone shows up. Anyway, guys, hello and welcome, and thank you for showing up for my 10K subscriber live stream. Long road to get here. Thanks for showing up. Let's take a look here. So yeah, I'm painting the 10,000. Got me some Custodes. I'd like to thank Roddy's Creations for supplying these. And we'll pretend that I know what I'm doing. Custodian Wardens. All right. Oops, there goes my pants. Not my pants, but the Custodes pants. I've got to pretend I know what the hell I'm doing. Instructions, who knows? Let's just move that light a little bit over to the way there. Oh, and that's my cat, Beth, one of two. Say hello, Beth. Say meowdy. Right on. That's my girl. Okay, so this has got Shield Captain, Vexilius Praetor, and 3 other dudes. This is going to go with my Dreadnought that I've got. Oh, God. Moving. There we go. Yeah, so I've got this Dreadnought here. Oh, God, that is so horribly out of focus. Anyway, it's a Contemptor Dreadnought. Except instead of the big old Force Halberd, it's got I put a power sword on it. Because I could. All right, trying to figure out what I am doing. So we'll grab the old snippety snips. Try and put one of these bastards together and start painting. Because Lord knows my painting sucks. If you need proof, this is the other Dreadnought I've been working on of a Redemptor. It's got I 3D printed the same gun that came with it, or that was shown in Space Marine 2, because I don't like the look of the assault cannon. I think it looks horrible. So let's see if I know what I'm doing. What's this? Pop-up menu. Levels. Nope. Forget that for a second. All right. Everything I hope should be working. Just let me know in chat if volume's good or anything. Ooh, caps lock is on. That's not good. Let me know if volume drops. Anyways, so back to this. I need a front piece to go with this. Crap, where's my glue? All right. Let's see how fast it takes me to get my fingers stuck together. Oh, great. 2 seconds. That's fantastic. 2 seconds and I get glue all over my hands. God damn it, I'm some sort of retarded toddler. Oh, wait, you can't say that anymore, can you? Oh, and I got the alcohol pad stuck to my finger. Yeah, we're doing great so far. And it's stuck to my finger again. Lovely. Oh, boy. Let's see. All right, back to trying to put this together. Well, fortune favors the bold, I guess. Dab a little glue on that. And we're going to try to ram that breastplate in. Oh, crap. Did I just drop my breastplate? No, I did not. Thank God. Oh, shit. My fingers are... Dude, what the hell? Oh, shit. Yep, I am just screwing up all over the place here. So that's got to go in there like that. What am I doing? So it's just making an unholy mess of this. Holy God, dang. What an ordeal just to put a breastplate on. Jesus, Murphy. Oh, God. Okay, yeah. So I've got the first breastplate glued on. I guess we'll wait for that to dry for a few seconds before I try to put on his pants. Let's see. I guess we'll pop another one of these puppies out. Painting the Custodes. Oh, I'm not going to lie. I really don't like this new style they've got. I miss the old style where it was like almost a solid figurine. This new style, it just feels so fragile, like I'm going to break it every time I look at it the wrong way. And on top of that, it makes me feel like I'm going to tear the detail off when I'm filing down some of these sprue lines. Oh, where's my nail file? Yeah, it feels too thin. If you try to get what I'm saying here, like it's nice and all, but like yeah, the detail's there and it looks nice still. Like the detail is fantastic, but good God, like it just feels like it's gonna break. So what was that one that I just put together? That was the hell 25. I don't remember what number 25 is. What the hell was 25? Let's see, 25. Looks like it's just more or less mix and match for the bodies. Okay, cool. Yeah, we'll just go with that. Mix and match for the bodies. Besides, if it ain't Smash Hammer, it's not Warhammer. Let's see, another chest plate. That's an arm plate. There we go. Get that off there. Give it a little filing. See if I can't figure out more pants. We'll get two of these glued together, then I'm going to try painting it. Holy crap, this is going to be... hi, guys. Hello. Nice to see you. There's his pants, but I've got to file all the sprue lines off because, of course, I do. All right. Sprue lines. God dang it. Half the time I feel like I should just do the whole pour hammer thing and grab my sprues and make our starties out of that. Okay, this one here, another chest piece. Yeah, that looks about right. Let's try and glue that together without sticking my fingers together. We've already done it once this round. So I hope everyone's having a great night tonight. This is my first night, or rather my first day back to work after going on paternity leave for 6 weeks to help the wife out while the kid was off during the summer. Because Lord help us, they tiny. All right, that looks good there. Wonder if my other chest plate dried up yet. It did. Well, let's get throwing down some base coats, I guess. All right, I guess we will start off. What the hell would be the... You know what? It's probably too late to prime these things with my standard black rattle can. So we're just going in raw. All right, where's my gold? Golden. There we go. I'm going to shake up. I'm sure that won't get clipped at all. All right. Put that open. A bit of gold. Make sure you get lots of that metallic in there. Where's my thinner? Thin the paints, right? 2 thin coats. That's the meme. Where's my stir stick? There we go. Screwdriver will do. Oh crap! You know what I forgot to get? I forgot to get water for my paint. What do I think of Transformers? I love Transformers. Unfortunately, like Warhammer, the lore is about as consistent as um, toddler's breakfast cereal, as in it's mush with lumps in it. Like there's no consistency. Like if like Transformers cartoons up to like the Bayverse, that was pretty awesome. Uh, I haven't seen the new Transformer. Well, I guess it's not new now, but I haven't seen Transformers once. But I do like them. It's just I wish I had more time to devote to everything that I do like. But unfortunately, when you get to my age with all my what's the word I'm looking for here? Um, responsibilities. Yeah, responsibilities. You kind of have to pick and choose which franchise you spend the most time with. I'll be right back, guys. I just got to go fill my water jar for painting. Right back. Shit, there goes my headphones. I'm a retarded. Yep. All right. I'm back. Sorry about that. I suppose if I were smart, I would have gotten water before the live stream, but no one ever accused me of being smart. No one's ever accused me of that. You know what's terminally annoying is seeing those speed painters on YouTube all the time, and you're just like, shit, that looks super easy. Let me try that. And you just like, oh, you want a breakdown of the actual Transformers. Well, you know, there's definitely a market for it because, like, I know in terms of content wise, and I'd love to be able to spend some time just looking at it. Quite frankly, I think the most telling ones, like, or the most realistic looking ones, like they do in the Bayverse there, they don't make any sense at all. That's the thing. Is like at least in the cartoons, they still look like a truck or a fighter jet or whatever when they transform. But when it goes into the Bayverse, it looks ridiculous because it's just like you've got literal moving parts coming out of nowhere. Especially with the first one, you can see a lot of the clipping. Like it's a great idea, but the execution was terrible, and I really would have liked a lot better execution. Nice thin coat of gold. Apparently, I'm supposed to paint his what is it? His tabards are supposed to be red, at least according to that picture. Lord help me if I knew what the. As long as it's actually red, me being colorblind as shit makes painting an absolute treat. uh, yeah, I'd like to be able to do one, and then actually, if I'll take my webcam here. I don't know how well you can see it, but there's my board, and Transformers is on the list. It is currently second down on the list because I have got two videos in the pipe right now that I'm working on. One is the franchises that could beat 40K because you don't see a lot of them really. And what was it? Another one I've had to look into because I haven't seen it in forever was Doctor Who's Daleks or the Daleks going after them because apparently they're supposed to be super badass. But I haven't had an opportunity to look too deep into the lore. But going against 40K, honestly, small scale victories, a lot of them, but like they fought themselves consistently pretty much into the equivalent of what is it? They've pretty much fought themselves into the consistency of robot Stone Age every time. So it's tough to find them at a point where they would actually pose a credible threat to the Imperium of Man. The one thing I'm having to do is basically they're going to be the start of a tactical battle series, as opposed to a strategic battle series where you see them all the way across the entire galaxy. Because, well, let's face it, even in 40K, those galaxy or those large scale conflicts like the War for Armageddon and everything, they take place over decades and centuries. So it's one of those things where, yeah, I could try to extrapolate it out, but it's a lot easier and more concise to look at how they would respond tactically. Because we know in the long run that a lot of the smaller franchises, because they just don't have the weight behind them, couldn't actually beat 40K in a stand-up toe-to-toe fight. Like, yeah, sure, Optimus Prime could probably hang 10 and crawl all over an Imperator Titan, or Imperator Titan. Imperator Titan, what the fuck am I on about? But as much as they crawl all over him, like the Imperium of Man can bring down such a weight of munitions at a point in time where we've seen Transformers can take a beating from our weapons here in the 20th century. And like a 40 millimeter grenade out of a standard grenade launcher, can pretty much blow an arm off of a Transformer. So you amp that up with a bolter, which is essentially just an automatic 40 millimeter grenade launcher. It makes for a short match. Whereas if you were to land them on, say, a guard planet, something like that, where, say a full Decepticon contingent lands, that's something I could do in a tactical battle, because I can sit that on a map. I can plot that out, because it's not going to be, how long can they hold out before the Imperium literally sends a Crusade fleet? Yes, Cybertron is a Transformer, but he's still incredibly vulnerable to physical weaponry. That's the problem, is the Imperium has weapons capable of shattering planets. And, like, if I'm not mistaken, they've also got the ability to cause stars to go nova, although I think it's only been used once or twice in all of the lore. But I may be mistaken on that part. Don't quote me. I am in my 40s, so my memory ain't quite what it used to be. Oh, I really wish I had primed these. This is going to be more than 2 thin coats. Oh God, that is just horrible. But yeah, like, I'm going to be doing tactical battle series, because even my favorite franchise, the Bolo franchise, which is basically, it's just only books. There's no tabletop. Well, there was an attempt at a tabletop game for Bolos. It was called Ogre back in the 1980s and early 90s. It just never took off. Tabletop gaming was really in its infancy at that point. Plus, that was the tail end of the Satanic Panic. Yeah, Warhammer lore in general is confusing as all hell. The kick of it is, though, is like, I find the tactical battles more interesting. Like, I'd been watching a few older videos of what's that guy's name? Eckhart's Ladder. You've probably seen him on. He does a lot of sci-fi stuff, mostly Star Wars, a lot of Halo too. I used to watch him for Halo content, but then I got out of Halo after Halo 4, because Lord knows the Master Chief just should have packed it in after that. That was a perfect send-off. Should have just packed it in. That'd be it. But no, they had to really beat that dead horse for more money. Like, they had really flogged that dead horse. I wonder if I should paint his pants too. Yeah, you know what? Whoa. I don't know if you know this, but these Custodes, they be packing cake in the backside. My webcam in general is a giant pile of potato, but yeah, he is packing quite the cake back there. I don't know how to respond to that. Yeah, I'm going to enjoy the tactical battle series a lot more. Oh yeah, I've got an entire video on why their vehicles are I've got entire videos on why Star Wars vehicles are the absolute worst, particularly their walkers. Because someone thought that riding inside of the horse was a good idea. Like, it was never a great idea. It was a terrible idea. And Halo vehicles, well, they don't even make sense for the universe that they're in. Like I'll fight and die on the hill. The Scorpion tank is the worst designed tank of all of sci-fi history. Period, hands down. Like you couldn't convince me otherwise. To try and pass it off as a good tank is just fundamentally stupid. Like aside from the fact that the entire thing is a shot trap and that it doesn't make like a lick of sense in terms of how it should operate either. And the fact that they put a giant grenade trap in the front of it just annoys me too. Or that they think they think infantry can survive the muzzle blast of a tank at that close range, like without any TBI, hearing loss, or anything like that. Like that to me just doesn't make a lick of sense. And oh my God, I am butchering the crap out of this paint job. God, I suck. Oh man, that is. I think I might have thinned the paints too much. And then yeah, Star Wars vehicles alone, like I have a personal vendetta against the TIE Fighter itself just for being the shittiest possibly designed mass-produced fighter in science fiction history, because one, a kick in the shins can blow it up. Like seriously, who designs an aircraft that you can't see out the sides of, and with only a very narrow facing front radar? Like, what is that? Like, oh, no wonder the Empire didn't last like 2 decades. They fully deserved to die. Fully deserved it. Like, I don't know who thought that any of those would be a good idea. Like, they don't even look cool. Like the walkers, like some of the smaller walkers look cool, and yeah, I guess some of the motorbike units also kind of look cool, or grav bike units. They look badass, but the idea of a robot turning into a jet, we've already tried that actually. Well, not a robot, but we've tried to transform things into jets before, with terrible successes and even more hilarious failures. Cybertron games, they give somewhat of a Warhammer vibe. You know what? I wish I had the time to try. I really do. But the kick of it is, like I said, I got 3 kids to raise, so I really have to pick and choose. And I don't even get as much time to devote to my hobbies as I like. Like since becoming a parent, like just not to use that as an excuse for everything, but I've my hobby time pretty much is like in the few hours in between when I would go to bed, or sorry, before I would go to bed, and when my kids go to sleep, if my wife and I don't have a date night planned. But other than that, it's mostly just what's the word I'm looking for here? Like again, I'm just trying to pick and choose. And so far right now, it is just picking Warhammer, just because it's the franchise I've got the most experience with. Still, like I've been playing Warhammer on and off since oh Jesus, going back to 2008. Yeah, 2008 is when I got into Warhammer. I was actually just coming off paternity leave then, right before I went to the Olympics. Well, doing security at the Olympics. I wasn't performing in the Olympics, but I was with the military contingent that did security there in 2010. Was it 2010? No, wait, sorry. I was in Afghanistan in 2008. Was it? Yeah, 2009. Sorry, my firstborn was born in 2009. So yeah, it was 2009 when I got into Warhammer. It was actually a guy I went through my tank training with. We called him Zipper, because if he turned sideways, he would just disappear like a zipper. But he got me into 40K because I saw him painting his figurines one day. I was like, oh yeah, what's that? Sat down, and from then on, I became a loyal servant of the Emperor. because goddamn, I loved big tanks, I loved big mechs, and I loved big armored space marines with big guns blowing up big dumb aliens. Because, well, fuck it, it looked cool. Oh, those were the days. Oh god, yeah. See, the gold really isn't sticking. Why does my goddamn camera just so out of focus? I couldn't tell you why, but maybe next time I'll try and use my phone. That might have just been easier. But yeah, between this and I guess I really should glue these to their stands too, right? I guess it would make sense to do that. But we'll get this base coat of gold on there. Gold. To go with my nice big gold dreadnought. Might as well show this back off now that some people are here. This is going to be the lead of my army, my Contemptor dreadnought, but instead of the instead of the force halberd, I put a power sword on because reasons. Oh yeah, using it in the forest is stupid. Like, it makes sense in places like the desert or in a place where there's actual infrastructure to drive around without smashing into shit. But also, stormtroopers don't strike me as the brightest of individuals because let's face it, when you're trying to make a giant evil empire and you want to build your army, you're not exactly going to want thinkers for your ground soldiers. No matter how much you may profess to do it, you're not exactly going to want people thinking too much for themselves when you're trying to have your big evil empire. There's a reason they try to beat obedience into guardsmen by the las pistol. Oh, the good old days. Maybe I should have dry brushed this. I don't know. What do I know about painting? My paint jobs are terrible. Like, you should see some of the faces I have painted on my figurines. There's a reason I went back and cut the face off or the head off my Calgar figurine and glued a helmet on instead, because I went and 3D printed a helmet because first I lost the helmet it came with, and glued one on, and it looks much better. No existential dread on it. No camo. Yeah, that baffles my mind that some of the soldier some of the goddamn stormtroopers had camouflage and some didn't. It's like you've already got them in plastic armor. Would it have been too much to walk them through, I don't know, some dudes with a couple of spray cans as they're getting on the transport? Like, that seems like a pretty easy thing to do. Pardon me. But what do I know? I'm not an emperor. It's probably a good thing I don't have an actual army. I'd be the worst evil emperor in all of history. I am just functionally too soft-hearted for that. That's why I like games like Warhammer. I get to be an asshole. Or Stellaris. I love being just evil in Stellaris, because sometimes it's fun to be the bad guy. It's pretty good, but oh, good lord. I really should get one of those little painting things where you stick I want to say the little black coins, but I am an idiot. Yeah, screw it. Let's open these up, and I am going to start gluing some feet to these, because what else am I going to do? I've got gold on my fingers. How am I going to explain this to the guys at work tomorrow? Oh, I know. I'll just tell them I was painting my miniatures. And they'll stare at me like I've lost my mind, like they always do. Yeah. It's funny that I'm, choosing that I'm painting Custodes now, because one of my other armies is 1,600 points of Grey Knights, and then down there I've got 900 points of Ultramarines. But yeah, not exactly a good time to be a Grey Knight in 40K. Although it was a great time to be a Custodes, and yep, we got the first boot on there. All right. We'll just let that dry because, like I said, I have no idea what the tits I'm doing. All right, let's glue some more feet to this so I can pretend. It's not like I'm going to cover it in dirt and rocks afterwards, or I guess maybe I should paint tiles. Custodes don't stand in the dirt. What am I talking about? That should be enough glue for that. See how that goes. Perfect. Legs are attached. I miss the old models that were solid. Not gonna lie. They were a lot easier to play with and to touch and feel. These just feel flimsy. But what can I do? All right, let's yeah, we're gonna make sure that the back is painted here first. I guess we should paint some black on there. Oh, shake that up because I cannot afford Citadel paint, so I use airbrush paints. Airbrush. Get some good black on there. Where's my thinner? There it is. Thin those paints. 2 thin coats. Where is my stirring screwdriver? Oh, shit. Now I got gold paint on my pants. Oh, this couldn't get any funnier. Oh, well. Yeah, mixing up a little black. I'm going to paint the Under Armour. While we're waiting for that gold to dry. I'm going to need my pointer brush. That ought to do. Yeah, Warthog's not... Yeah, Warthogs. You know what's funny, though? For the longest time, military vehicles didn't have seatbelts either. And depending on the vehicle you're in, you don't have a seatbelt. And surprisingly, open-top vehicles don't... A lot of the open-top vehicles in the Army don't have seatbelts. So that's kind of at least halfway accurate. But the kicker of it is a lot of bigger vehicles do have seatbelts in them. Like all new tanks have got seatbelts because they've got you don't even have a traditional seat anymore. It's almost like a hammock that you sit in. Because if you go over a landmine, they found that a lot of that force transfers up through the seats into the crew. So they don't want you really attached. They want you to be able to move and absorb that impact. So that at least makes some sense in lore. But what doesn't make any sense in lore is the fact that you wouldn't have an armored covered fast recon vehicle. Like, I get that it's mostly like it was the most widely produced vehicle in all the UNSC, but that doesn't mean that you don't need common sense when adding armor onto it. Doors would have saved a lot of lives during the Human Covenant War. And I don't know, an actual covered turret. Like we've got remote turrets now where you don't need to be in the gun up top. You can sit down inside, hunkered inside an armored vehicle with your thumb on a joystick looking at a screen, and that gun will swing just as fast as anything that you can do, like with a regular gun on a swivel turret. Like it's, and I get they couldn't look too far to the future, and figure that out. But the thing of it is we had that stuff. We had that technology in 2000s. Like it would have been nothing for them to go, before we really design these vehicles for our futuristic sci-fi game that's supposed to take place 600 years in the future, let's look at what we got now so we don't look like an idiot in 6 months. And it would have saved them a lot of time from assholes like me on, YouTube, screwing off and making fun of their shit nonstop. And boy, oh boy, do the Halo fans hate it when I pick on their stuff. Because all they've got is, well, it's just a game and it's the look cool factor. It's like, yeah, but it's also a game that tried to pride itself on the realism of combat. Like, yeah, because you can only hold 2 guns and only so much ammo. They explain that with every one of their helmets has a heads-up display that links to the rifle. And well, yes, I can see that. Even in like it was pointed out to them that yeah, even our most advanced guns still have the ability to mount iron sights on them, because what happens when batteries die, which batteries do all the time, especially in an army and especially in the Marines. The Marines don't get top of the line gear. They get the bottom of the barrel shit. The old adage is Marines make do, and that's for a damn good reason. Like they I don't know. It like at least Bungie made an honest attempt to fix a lot of the complaints that came later on with like later iterations of it. But 343 just said, "Fuck it, we got a money printing cow. Let's flog this horse until everyone's pissed off." Oh yeah, no problem, bud. In fact, I wish I could spend more time with you guys, but right now my son is still under a year old and still takes up a lot of both me and his mother's time, which I do not mind at all. I love that little fellow with all my heart. He is a fantastic little boy, but unfortunately his bedtime is a little bit later because he likes to nap and wake up and nap some more, and well, you know how little kids are, which is just why I love them so much, is because they are just so fun when they're awake. Oh boy, I am. You know what? There's going to be someone who is just going to hate this paint job, and I don't give a damn. I am just terrible at this, but it is fun. I don't know what color I'm going to paint as cod piece, but it's probably going to be gold. Let's go with gold. It's probably drying up anyway for a second coat of gold anyway. So let's get that on there. Grab a little bit of dry gold. Do I know Grimlock? The Transformer Grimlock? Ringing a bell. Not off the top of my head. I can't particularly remember which one Grimlock is. I do know he's a Decepticon, if I'm not mistaken. And odds are I'm probably mistaken, because remembering that franchise is not my strong suit, but that's okay. We don't have to be perfect at everything. That's why I get a lot of criticism on my videos. And not because I'm a terrible person. Which, yeah. Autobots, and he's a dino robot. Well, the name like Grimlock, you can't excuse me. You probably can't excuse me, actually, for thinking that he might, in fact, be a Decepticon. That's a pretty rough sounding name. Fanfic writer in my spare time. Or Imperium UNSC join forces. Yeah, I can't. I could see the Imperium looking at a lot of the technology that the UNSC uses and go, "Really? You didn't come up with a las gun? Here, have these. Let's go kill the Covenant." Yeah, I'm pretty sure the Imperium man would be down for slaughtering the literal shit out of the Covenant. Jesus, could you imagine what the Black Templars would do with the Jirahane? That would be a hoot. Like, or even like, dropping even a couple squads of Kachachan jungle fighters on the Jirahane home world. Like, that would just be pure bliss to the freaking Katachans. All right, let's paint his britches black. Where'd I put my black paintbrush? Oh, crap. Yeah, let's grab another brush. I'm sure it'll turn up, because I am just a little bit under the smoke. Oh, these are good times. Oh, wow. All right. Man, oh man, painting britches, they're black. Yeah, these Custodes, they are definitely caked up. You should see the arse on these things. The ghost made a lot of sense. The wraith made sense, but not in the capacity in which they used it. That was my biggest complaint with it. Is they kept saying that, oh, it's, this is their main battle tank, when it's not a battle tank at all. It's, at best an indirect infantry support weapon, and not even a very good one at that. The wraiths that were in Halo 3, the ones that they were the anti-air wraiths, the one that had 4 guns on them, those ones made a lot more sense. Like if they had used those everywhere instead of, a plasma mortar. Like, they've got fuel rod guns, but couldn't come up with a fuel rod gun tank. Like, that just, like, it's those unintuitive leaps of logic that just kind of annoyed me about the Halo games vehicle design. Okay. All right. His pants are painted. Excellent. Let's paint some chests. All right. Make sure I don't lose that brush, because I'm going to need it again in a few minutes. Well, yeah, I have painted over all the parts that were supposed to be black. Let's toss one more dry coat on that. That's actually starting to come through real nice. I'm definitely going to have to prime the other ones before I paint them, because going in raw like I did here, that was just a terrible, terrible mistake. Especially because I'm not using, like, the actual proper model paints. I'm using airbrush paints, and I'm not using them in an airbrush. The Pelican makes a lot of sense though as an actual transport vehicle, and it, like, even like it can go from in atmosphere to space, from space to earth, like to ground. That makes sense. It can be sealed. It holds it. It's exactly what it says. It's a troop transport that can double as a gunship, and it does all the things that a helicopter can. Perfect. And then you've got the other thing that makes a lot of sense is the what do they call them? The Hornet gunships, the Hornet fight, like the little helicopter gunships. Those make a lot of sense, and I loved those. Those things were fantastic. But the ground vehicles, I hate the Scorpion. Hands down, again, like I said, the worst tank in sci-fi history. I will die on that hill. I don't care who wants to fight me on it. And I'm looking at installation 00 on that. I hate the Scorpion. I will debate him till no ends of the earth. Like, oh, good guy. Doesn't know the first thing about tanks. Oh, let's see. Combine the Valkyrie from Warhammer with the Pelican and Hornet Assault. Yeah. Or the what's that? If you ever played Halo Wars, the Vulture gunship that they've got. It's like the big heavy gunship. The thing's like an airborne artillery platform. That thing was fantastic. All right. Sort of half-assed dry brushing some of this on here. Not too worried, because I'm still going to have to go in and re-detail this after everything's all glued together and painted. Good God, what am I doing? Making a mess. Loving every minute of it. I might have grabbed the wrong pants. Or the right pants. I don't know. Did I grab the right pants? I really should have read the instructions, but what do I know? Worst case Ontario, I'll wind up just having to, detach the pants from the chest, and we'll go from there. What am I doing? Oh, this sprue. Big stick. Yeah, let's paint the big stick. Because I know my absolute butchery of the actual names of these parts are probably making some autist just lose his shit internally. That makes me smile a little inside. Not that I'd like to be outwardly cruel, but it's still just funny as all heck. And there's the stick. All right. Standard. Let's give it some gold. Running out of thin gold. We got the thick stuff right now, but that's good enough. Give that the once over good brushing. These for a good base coat anyway. Nice and thin. Get some gold on those highlights. If I talk like this, it sounds like I know what I'm doing. Longsword UNSC bomber. Longsword's a pile of crap. And the reason it's a pile of crap because they can't decide if it wants to be a bomber or if it wants to be a fighter. They treat it like it's interchangeable in lore, and it kind of irks me because why they wouldn't come up with just a dedicated fighter and a dedicated bomber and use both of those instead of trying to say the longsword is, you know, back and forth, their bomber and their fighter. It's just, you know, it's the biggest complaint that I've also got with Games Workshop. It's like, pick what you want with a character or what you want this character to be and quit changing it 5 days later. Because it's not that it pisses me off personally. It's just, it makes it difficult to try and keep up with everything because you think you know what is currently correct, and then you find out 2 months later that that was retconned, and you've got some jabbering neckbeard going, what actually? It's like, no, actually shut the F up. It's like, we do this for fun. Let's face it, we're grown men playing with plastic. Well, sorry, grown men and women playing with plastic figurines. It's not something I take that seriously. You know, it's not like it's my sandbox to play in if I were to be the absolute truth of it. Like, I believe that they should have some consistency in lore, because it's like if you say one thing and then all of a sudden, yeah, it's not exactly acceptable to say that thing, you know, say 10, 15 years down the line. All right, you're going to get a little leeway with me. But if you're going to be changing the lore every 6 minutes, it's just a personal annoyance more than anything. It's just like, can you maybe give us some new lore? Maybe some more of our factions back. I'd love to see some of the old guard factions from 7th and 8th edition come back. Like, when was the last time the Vestroyan Firstborn got a freaking update? Or the Armageddon Steel Legion? Armageddon Steel Legion, even, I don't even think you can play them anymore. I think they're out. But I don't know. I personally don't think I'll be too popular the next game I go to and I and I pull out my Grey Knights. I'm going to get a bunch of Custodes player going, oh, look at the closet heretics. UNSC or Covenant never thought. Anti-tank rifles don't work. Even with energy weapons, the problem you run into is the more penetration you need, the more power you need. That works even with energy weapons. Like, we can call them anti-material rifles, like what's the Barrett, the 50 caliber Barrett. It's anti-material rifle, sniper rifle. 100 years ago, it would have been considered an anti-tank rifle, but anti-tank rifles, as we call them now, are recoilless rifles, basically a glorified rocket launcher, for lack of better words. That's what an anti-tank rifle is now. And even that is just, you know, using a rocket to huck a shaped charge at something. But trying to pack an anti-material package into an energy rifle, I don't think would be too feasible either. Like even with the las guns with the Imperial Guard, that would be difficult to like. I guess unless you've got that what is it, the hot shot packs that the what's the name of that the Scions use with the big backpacks, like, or even the jump troopers. Then yeah, it might make a little sense, but for energy weapons, yeah, you need a lot of power to penetrate, like with a laser beam or even a plasma beam, because even tank armor now isn't actually straight steel. Like even though it's been super hardened, it's layers of steel and fiberglass and ceramic mixed all in. Like it's classified how they do it, how it's prepared. Yeah, those guys, the Karskin, Tempestus Scions, and the Elysian Jop Troopers with the hotshot packs. Yeah, they could probably punch through a few tanks with their gun, but they're going to be out of juice after a few tanks, which would suck because then your good gun, your main gun, is now a very expensive, very heavy paperweight that you got to lug around. Because Lord knows the Adeptus Administratum is going to be turbo pissed if you lose your issued rifle. Come on. Let's be serious. They'll turn your ass into a servitor. We all know that'll happen. All right, let's dry. Need a little more black there. I missed a big old spot on his ass. No big deal. We'll just add that in there. Happy accidents. He's wearing his gold and black pants. All right, let's get that detail in there. Oh, man. I feel like I should get one of those stupid little things that you can put over your eyes with the lights on it, because my normal model building light whites out my camera horribly, and it makes it hard for me to see. But I don't know. Maybe we'll try this, see if this works. Oh, big old. I painted a big old black line right down the side of it because I jimmied it. I probably got a Q-tip in here I could take that out with. All right. Yep, there's a Q-tip. All right. All right, we are going to have to re-gold that because I managed to get most of it off, but oh yeah, there we go. A little bit more gold. And I'll just wind up rubbing that wet black paint in there because I forgot I just did the black paint. Oh, I realized why my cat doesn't sit with me, because she doesn't like it when I talk too loudly because she tries to sleep on the chair beside me. Or maybe my wife's over there sitting in our room with a tray of salty snacks that the cat might want to try and steal. That also might be the thing. Oh, good times. Wish I knew what I was doing better when it comes to painting, but don't get a whole lot of time to sit down and watch those painting tutorial videos. I only get to see those 30-second speed painting challenges, and just annoys me at how good they are and how effortless they make it look. UNSC never did an XCOM and used Covenant weapons, fused with theirs, and use them against them. In lore, it's because they couldn't figure out the Covenant power source. They had no idea how the Covenant power sources actually functioned. So as soon as a weapon went dead, they had no idea what to do with it. They couldn't make it work again. In every book that I read in Halo, which was right up until the end of the Kilo 5 trilogy, I haven't read like the newest ones with the Forerunner War and all that. But like when I was reading the Kilo 5 trilogy, it was explained that they couldn't figure out how the Covenant power systems work, so they couldn't make anything function as soon as the batteries ran out. At least to me, that made a lot of sense in the way that at least they tried to portray the universe. You know, it wasn't just oh yeah, it's like why couldn't we come up with power or plasma weapons? It's like, yeah, we came up with a few versions of plasma weapons, but we never quite got the whole magnetic coil thing or the whole projecting a magnetic field over, stellar distances down. At least that gave, at least an air of believability to it. And quite frankly, as much as I can see MAC guns being, weapons on most human ships in the near future, I can see it being a lot more like the Expanse, whereas the railguns are actually be turreted and they'll be recoilless railguns, which I guess Halo said you couldn't do, but in fact you can do them, and it makes a whole lot more sense to make them recoilless than spinal mount, because the railguns in the Expanse, you can actually see them when they fire. The railgun actually extends back past the point, or past the swivel point. Sorry, because I'm having a hard time remembering that. Past the swivel point, and then they're also hollow in the rear, like a recoilless rifle now. Halo 5 is a joke. The Flood, not the galaxy-ending enemy, but oh right, yeah, it was supposed to be a precursor. It was supposed to be the big bad in Halo 5. I don't know. I honestly didn't have the time to get into it, and quite frankly, Games Workshop was too busy licensing out Warhammer games that were dropping banger after banger. And I'll be honest with you, I'd rather sit back and play a lot of the older first-person shooter games, because my biggest bitch with FPS games now is it's less like a first-person shooter and more like a movie where you're the main character, because they seem to be more interested in making sure you get to the next cutscene than being immersed in the gameplay and having fun with it. It's more like, but that's just my own personal complaint about it, because, I guess that'd be my boomer complaint about it. But Halo CE being the best. You know what? Original Halo, yeah, I will give that to you. Halo, the original Halo was the best because it was something new. Like, it was something completely new. At that point, most of us had been used to Doom, Duke Nukem, and first-person shooters were pretty much, just the purview of, oh Jesus, what was it? PC games. Then again, I was never really much a first-person shooter guy. Like, I have very few first-person franchises I ever got into. Halo, like Halo 1, 2, and 3, mint. Halo ODST, all right, but starting to border on the, how hard are we going to milk this? Never got into Halo Wars 2. Halo Wars 1 was pretty awesome. That was pretty enjoyable, at least in terms of a real-time strategy game in the Halo universe. But I'll be honest with you, I preferred games like I prefer my gaming like joy is real-time strategy. I love real-time strategy games, Command and Conquer, StarCraft, stuff like that. Stellaris is hands down my favorite game, and the game in my library that sees the most amount of play. Like, I've got probably close to, I probably should check my Steam account, but I'm pretty sure I've got several thousand hours into Stellaris, just because you can literally do anything with it and it's endlessly moddable. But a lot of the games like Homeworld and all that, like, I liked the mods where you could play UNSC versus the Covenant and the mods for that. Because let's face it, we all wanted all real-time strategy games, real-time strategy like gamers wanted, was a Halo versus Covenant real-time strategy space game. Tiberium Wars, Dune. Oh, Dune. Oh yeah, I've got Supreme Commander as well. I've got my biggest love is Supreme Commander Forged Alliance. I've got the Make It Loud mod on. And yeah, That's fun. Red Alert, got them all. Dune, uh, I've got them, but I have to use them with an emulator because, yeah, RTS is multiplayer. You know what? That's why I like Stellaris, is because it is a heavily single player game, and that's why I like a lot of RTS games, is because a lot of them you could mod the piss out of, and it would just endless replay value, endless replay value. And yes, it's fun to skirmish online with people. Like I enjoyed, like I used to be one of like the like I was one of the top 100 Red Alert 1 players in the world for a year, and dating myself back in 1997 when BattleNet was still a thing. Oh, those were the good old days. I do miss that, but playing on my Intel Pentium 2, you know, you'd be lucky if your video game or if your video card had freaking 12 megs of RAM. Oh, the old days. In the time before. And now I just see a lot of gray hair every time my kid's asking me for my oldest kid is asking me for a new Xbox. I'm thinking to myself, it's like, oh come on, R360 isn't that old. And then I think back, it's like, oh shit, it's 20 years old. Like my kid has been playing on a 20-year-old console. Oh yeah. Actually, the dry brushing didn't turn out too bad on that. Nice. Now it's time to do a little bit of detail work. Painting some black in there. Probably should try to dry brush a little oil on too. But I think I might wait till it's fully painted before I try to dry brush any Nuln oil into that. Because Lord knows I'll F that up. Because here's my bottle of Nuln oil. I've had it for approximately a year. Or sorry, just about a year. And I've put it on 3 figurines because I spilt it. I did the thing. Imperial Knights and Titans. Now, Imperial Knights I get. Imperial Knights I understand. Imperial Knights work. In fact, when I did my video on why mech walker suits are absolutely stupid, I pointed out to Imperial Knights as being the gold benchmark for what a mech walker should be, because it doesn't put the pilot in like basically right up front. You're actually deep inside the core of the unit, riding in the harness, hooked up into the machine, and it operates from your mind. You don't have a crap load of, like I used, what is it? The stupid APUs from the Matrix as the gold standard of the worst possible mech unit that you could make, because the minute any one of those guys fired that, they would have been blind, deaf, and probably dead from cranial trauma, because having two 30-millimeter autocannons going off full automatic within 15 feet of your head, like, and not just two, but hundreds of them, because there's like 100 APUs and then how many turrets around that area, they'd all be dead. And on top of that, none of them were wearing safety glasses to keep, the shrapnel and unexpended gunpowder from getting in their eyes. Whereas Imperial Knight pilots have a helmet on inside, awesome, wear protective gear, and they're nestled deep inside the Imperial Knight, which makes them perfect. Now, as you start to get into Titans, then you just run into, my brain exploding because of physics. But they look cool, yes. But what annoys me the most is how piss poor short range the weapons are in Titans. You've got something that's 100 meters tall, and you're limited to, line of sight because you put your best weapons down halfway down your chassis. To me, that doesn't make a whole lot of sense. Like, there's a lot of ways that they could have made Titans a lot better. Like, me personally, but like, it's because I'm a Bolo fan is why I kind of hate Titans. Like Warlords, I get. Warhounds, I understand. But when you start, like, yeah, they look cool. Yes, they're awesome. The terror factor is amazing on a Titan. Like, oh shit, the church just came to me. Like that kind of terror makes me happy when it comes to, Warhammer. But what annoys me is how slow they shoot, how slow they turn, how slow they walk. It's like something that big, that technologically advanced. Like, I'm not going to lie. If I spent 10,000 years designing an Imperator Titan, that motherfucker better be sprinting across the battlefield, jumping on its anti-grav boots, like a Titanfall style, with a fully charged plasma annihilator, knocking out entire armies. Not just, it takes 15 seconds for the gun to warm up and another 5 minutes for a target lock to shoot. It's like you're in the head of this thing at the front of the Titan, looking out the eyeballs. Put a crosshair on that bitch and fire your plasma gun. It just seems like they go out of their way to make it to work failure into it when it's like it should be the absolute epitome of awesome. And God knows I love me awesome Titans. It just annoys me I guess what I'm saying is it annoys me how they nerf them. Like, if you're going to build something that impressive and that badass, back it up. Back that shit with your full chest. I don't want to see like, oh, well, we got to kind of nerf it. It's just like, no, everything in this universe is terrifying. It's frightening to the nth degree. Just being born into this universe is no guarantee you will make it to the next day. Like, make your war machines as vicious and OP as possible, and then just punch it with your whole chest. That's what I need to see. Should I figure out? I suppose I would be a lot better at painting these if I spent less time running my mouth and more time painting them, but what do I know? So, okay, got a couple fronts, got a couple backs. I guess we should put a front on one of these guys, eh? So I've got these little guys, these tabards. So I need one of these belts. By the look of it anyway. Again, knowing my luck, I am doing something wrong. Because I can. But to wrap it all up, yeah. Knights, mint. Titans, they need some work. Not a lot of work, just some work. And mostly just in the lore and animation department. All right. Need more gold. I wouldn't hold it against them too long about the whole plushies thing. That's I guarantee those are coming down the pipeline, because what they're trying to do right now, G-Dubs is definitely trying to they're trying to expand the ever-living piss out of their current customer base, because Warhammer is now as what's the word I'm looking for here? As uncool as it may be to say it, Warhammer is the mainstream now. It's not the cool, edgy underground that it used to be. Now it's just the edgy mainstream. So given that even just a couple of years ago, we saw, what was it? Warhammer Adventures, those kids' books. Squats. Oh, yeah. Yeah. You know what? That would, if they brought back a lot of the factions that they've slowly wiped out over the years, I think that would do more to bring back a lot of goodwill with their customer base. Like, Like when they gave Custodes the great update, and when Henry Cavill also just decided to shout out that he was a Custodes fan as well. That did a lot to reinvigorate the hobby, but at the same time, it's also they're going to be coming up with plushies. You just watch. I guarantee you, by either Christmas this year or Christmas next year, you will see GW sanctioned plushies, because there already was GW freaking Funko Pops. So they're not above whoring themselves out to the point where they will sell to anyone. Plush Hormigaunt Nightmare. No. Plush Homunculi. If we're going to go plush, we're bringing out the Drukari. Yeah, I would definitely bring out I would make a plush Drukari. But that might just make a lot of the weebs too happy, if you get my drift. Plush Hormigaunt. Yeah, you know what? They would try to cute the crap out of a bunch of Tyranids. Tyranids. I might be a little tired after the first day back to work. More gold. Oh yeah, I gotta put, so if that goes up front, not on that one. Is it on this one? Nope. I grabbed the wrong one. I'm a genius. My genius is unmatched. Is it one of those ones? Nope, that's meant for those pants. Let's see what the book says. Set my dreadnought there. Message retracted. Yeah. Heads. Okay. Look at that. I did attach the wrong shit. I am a genius. Absolute genius. All right. Yeah, I definitely screwed that up. I am an absolute genius. Knew it would happen. So, how do I salvage this situation? By grabbing the right freaking front. All right. What? Maybe I do have the right one. Seems like there's only one extra skirt. Yep, there is in fact only one extra skirt. I might have just grabbed the wrong pants to go with it. Oh, I wish I knew what I was doing. But I do not. And that makes this hilarious and fun. Okay, let's slap another one of these together, because I effed that up. I'll have to spend some time prying that apart later. All right, got that. Okay. New front and back. Let's glue this together. See, now that makes more sense. That's pretty. All right, let's add some glue on that. All right. Glue. At least I didn't get my damn finger stuck to it this time, and now that I've said that, just wait and see. All right, let's go. All right, there we are. And This goes on this one. Yep, this goes on this one. All right, perfect. I have figured it out. Kind of. Not really. Jesus, what am I doing? All right, where'd I put that other belt? Okay, so that goes here with this one. Yeah, that's what I thought. Okay. I just have the wrong pants to go with it. So we need to glue this. Ooh, that is a lot of glue. Oh, God, please don't fuck this up. Don't fuck this up, Tony. Yep, got it. Badly, but I got it. Oh, yeah, there we go. Oh, that's not good. Okay, so I'm probably going to go for about another 15 minutes, and then I am going to have to pack it in for the night because I do have to get up early for work tomorrow because work. Gotta make that money. But we are going to have another live stream on Friday, or either Friday night or Saturday night, whichever night I'm not recording my next video. But yeah, we are going to have more live streams until I get these assembled and painted. It's going to be live streams and videos because the next big goal is 40,000 subscribers, not 10,000, which, by the way, thank you all for the 10,000 subs. You are beautiful people. Now that that glue is partially dried, let's see if I grabbed, okay, this should be the right. Okay, good. So that is, that's the right pair of pants. I'm just not comfortable ramming that in there right yet because I've got a couple of burrs that I have to take off of that. Because, yes. Because they made those stupid little dots pressure fit. Why? To save 6 cents per sprue, I guess. Like I said, I miss the days when these models had a little bit more mass to them. But I'm a boomer, so boomer complaints. Okay, so this one goes here because yeah, there we go. Okay, so this needs a little glue here. I'm going to put this guy together. This one is my, what is it? This one is my standard bearer. So this one I've got to glue together. And quite frankly, next time I am going to do a live stream. I am going to use my cell phone as the camera. Can I make a Bane blade out of cardboard? Oh, yeah. I can make a Bane blade out of cardboard. I just don't have a whole lot of cardboard sitting around right now that I can cut up. I would have to take a lot of cardboard from work, but it's doable. My first half of a Custodes. We have pants and a shirt. No sleeves yet, but we're getting there. And to me, that is progress. Now we're going to dab a little bit of glue onto this one. Put him on there. Oh, don't want to make that one backwards. Need this one. Yeah, there we go. No, that's not it either. That's not the right one. Probably should get that glue off there. Fuck me. Fair point. Old edition. Cardboard and Titans on tabletop. Oh yeah. Oh, what was that? There was a match. What was it? It was the old was it the old Apocalypse missile launcher? I think had a 60 or 160 inch, a range so big that you could literally hit units on other tables. Like that's how long the range was on. It was one of the Imperial Guard missile launchers. I can't remember for the life of me which one it was, but yeah, it makes me miss those days. Those were good times. Oh, okay. Oh no! The glue didn't dry right. Get back on there. Get back on there. No. Oh, now I've got to scrape it. Oh, junk. No big deal. We'll figure that out eventually. Oh. That's why I'm supposed to glue the back of the shirt onto the pants before I glue the front of the shirt on. You know what? We're oh, you know what? We're just gonna base paint it because I have to pry these apart and put them back together because I'm an idiot. I really should have read the instructions first. But no. You screw the instructions, you throw them aside, you chew them up, you smoke the devil's lettuce with them like a man. Let's paint some gold. We'll get this one base painted up and then we're going to call it a night. Oh, good times. I hope to have a lot more of these live streams in the future. It's something I missed doing. It's just finding the time. Well, I suppose not finding the time, but it's just difficult to build up a lot of the want to do it because there's a lot that goes into setting up a live stream. But I had missed doing it. I missed having these like old live streams where I would actually read Bolo lore out and read lore out on my old channel before I found out that YouTube had delisted it and I had to start over from scratch because reasons. All right, let's paint him back up. Let's get this one dry brushed up, get him finished. Dry brush a little gold over that black on the piping. Dry brush a little bit more on there. Oh, yeah. Maybe next time I'll set my armies out, show them off. Apocalypse missile launchers. Yeah. You know, I would love to be able to play Guardsman. I don't have the time to paint that many miniatures. It's actually one of the whole reason I chose Custodes was because they have such a high point value on the tabletop. It is why I chose them because I could get away with having a smaller army. And even if I wanted to, I could chop down the army into just a combat patrol. But that seems to be a lot of the way a lot of the games are going now anyway, that everyone doesn't want to play the big games, like the big point games, unless it's a tournament. And I never liked it. I just like playing casual games. Like, go up, shake buddy's hand. It's like, hey, I've got an army here. You've got an army. You wanna have a match? I've got a few hours to kill. You've got a few hours to kill. Even if they were both loyalist, it's like, oh, I'll just say that my loyalists are heretics this time. That's what I miss about it. Of course, they're always, that one arsehole at every tabletop. It's just, yeah. I feel like I would get a lot more done painting if I had an airbrush, but I am not about to go spend, $200-300 on something that I'm going to use, maybe once a month, maybe a couple times a year tops. And then after I get all my armies together, I'm not going to really use it all because I don't want to spend time stripping down models and repainting them. Lord knows I'll never want to paint another freaking Contemptor Dreadnought after I'm done putting all the detail into this one. Like, that is going to kill me. This thing has got more rivets on it than I can probably count without taking my socks off. And I'll be honest, I really do like the power sword without the shield. I don't like the big disruptor shield that it's got, the boarding shield, what they call it. I don't like it because it's like a, I don't know. I'm not a shield guy. I don't even like boarding shields on my Astartes. They serve a purpose and they look cool. But me personally, my own personal aesthetic, I don't like them. And that's a me thing. That's not a everyone else has to do. And you know what? I can damn well appreciate a damn fine painted shield. Oh, wait. Bjorn's not a character anymore. Like I haven't seen the updated Space Wolves Codex, but if he's not an available character anymore, I'm surprised. Yeah, it's the thing is dubious quality is I've used a lot of cheap airbrushes. Um, back when I used to play before I got out of Warhammer and then got back into it, I went through a lot of cheap airbrushes. Best airbrush I ever had though was Mastercraft Maximum that I got on sale at Canadian Tire. And I don't know if it was just like I got one that was built on a Wednesday by the one guy who gave a shit, but I never had a problem with it ever. Bjorn joined the Blood Ravens. Oh, I get it. I got it. Yeah, yeah. Although I do love that they made the Blood Ravens a canon chapter, and the fact that they made the Relic Thieves even more canon, I can get behind that because sometimes G Dubs gets the memes, and I love it when they go with it. I don't like what they're doing with the 3D printing websites, but again, I've always been of the opinion that you're never going to outrace the technology. Why not, I don't know, have your own STLs that you could sell for, sanctioned STLs? Like, to me, that would have made a lot more sense business-wise, but I'm not in charge of G-Jobs. So, today, I managed to get 2 pairs of pants, a couple of shirts. I didn't even get any of the tabards done. Oh, well. But that'll be this Friday's or this Saturday's live stream as soon as I figure out. Hold on, let's see. Today's Tuesday. Tomorrow's Wednesday, so that day is Thursday. Yeah, it's going to be Friday. Friday's going to be the live stream because bath night is Saturday night and probably Sunday night too, depending on how dirty the kids get on the weekends. So, yeah. Dad life, love it. Wouldn't trade it for a thing, not a damn thing. But you know what, everybody? I want to thank each and every one of you for showing up tonight. Again, thank you so much for the 10,000 subscribers. You all are awesome and legends. I love you. Next video that's coming up is 40K versus who would beat their ass. It's going to be one of those rare videos where the Imperium is going to get humbled. And I hope that it doesn't upset too many of the 40K fans, because when they realize who they're going up against, you might understand, because some of these guys that they've been throwing out, they're real heavy hitters in the field of science fiction, and a couple underdogs you may not expect. So with that, guys, I will see you on the next one. We're going to be filming that new video this Saturday, getting it all edited up. You know what, Lika? Zeely sequence is actually in it, and that's one of the ones I'm talking about. And to be honest with you, there's no one that can beat the Zeely. Like, I haven't found a franchise that can do it, but that's neither here nor there. That's this Friday's freaking live stream. Let's not get ahead of ourselves. Let's save some of the good stuff for Friday. All right, with that, guys, I will see you all next time. Have a great one. Peace. Oh, no, I can't find the off button. Where's my mouse cursor? Free monitors. Oh, there we go. I found my cursor. All right, guys. See ya.